Hello and welcome to VR Preview. I am duckyobrien and today I'll be going over Flow Weaver. This is currently out for Oculus. It'll be coming to Steam a little bit later. Anyways, why don't we get into it? This is basically like an escape room game and kind of like a narrative experience. There's a lot of cutscenes that you can't skip. Because when you start the game, you're kind of like a person of magic that can travel between dimensions and worlds by manipulating flows, and that's why the game is called Flow Weaver. And as you're traveling, you get trapped by a necromancer. You saw the shadow of the lizard lady, and the 5 runestones are binding you in this tower, and this is where you start.
My planar compass, it's empty.
So your planar compass is basically how you navigate from the different worlds, and when you do an action in one world, it may affect another world in a different way. So the material world is where you start, and then you're going to different realms. You always have to come back to this place if you want to travel to another world. And then you start by collecting that, or touching that stone on the top. I forgot to do that. I didn't see it, but make sure you do that.
Completely disconnected from the dimensions of magic I'm used to. Which means I can't simply pull open a new dimension.
Again, more voice acting. It's okay the first time through, but I played the game back to back to back 3 times from start to finish in a row, and you know, the third time through, you're just like, I had enough, let me just skip this, you know? But yeah, the narrative is okay. The puzzles are pretty okay too. I wish they were a little bit more heavier on the puzzle side and a little lighter on the narrative side, but it is what it is. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I could not put the game down. When I play VR, I do get headaches sometimes, but I don't play for more than an hour. This game, I played until my headset was out of battery, charged it, and went back in again, and it was out again. Charged it, went back in, yep. I had a fantastic time.
Thanks, Professor Mylan. I guess your stuffy old lectures did come in handy after all.
It's gonna show, usually I edit the VR previews, but I'm just gonna show the game from start to finish. Not to start to finish, sorry. From the start to a little bit, so you can kind of feel how slow it is with all of the cutscenes. Well, not cutscenes, but voice acted scenes here. Yeah, I was not a fan of all the voice acting. I could have done with less. So you can meditate to detect magic. This is basically, hey, look at the glowing thingy. This is something you can interact with. And yeah, you should use this a lot. It'll definitely help you, because I missed a couple of things the first time through because I was not paying attention. So the game is pretty generous.
If I could reach them somehow, I should be able to access other dimensions with them.
If you guys are interested in a full walkthrough, I'm going to have that uploaded. I'll leave a link to that if you want to check that out. And I will also have a full walkthrough without commentary, in case you don't want to hear my lovely voice. If you just want to see the game, I'll have that up too. So you have a lot of choices to watch coverage of this game. I think it's something definitely worth checking out if you have a VR headset. As far as I know, it's on the Oculus store, so obviously you need a Quest 2 or a Rift. I'm not sure if it's compatible with Quest 1. And then it is listed on Steam, so if you have a headset that you can use with Steam, which is pretty much all the headsets, you can get that later when it comes out on Steam. So here's another cutscene. Again, if my talking is, you just want to hear the game, I'll leave a version without commentary so you can just watch the whole thing. The lore is sort of interesting,
For the way they move like the tides through their world.
but not to the point where I want to sit there and listen to some guy talk about it for a long time. I think if I cut all the cutscenes out, I can beat the game in 30 minutes.
They name us Flow Weavers.
Yeah, Flow Weavers. It's pretty interesting. I want a sequel to this game. It ends on a cliffhanger, let me tell you.
Of a necromancer.
I'll shut up for a little bit
Shadow
now.
I saw before I came here.
I do not know her purpose. I'm sorry to say that I learned little more before I died here. This dimension is dangerous. A dragon of bone and shadow haunts these plains. You must not linger long, lest it kill you as it did me. Even the flow itself can wrest your soul from you. I can help you further, but please, please, I am bound to this place still, cursed. But there is an amulet in the cell, a gift from my master. It can release me.
I saw that, but it's out of reach.
There's still time. I can teach you the magic of this flow, to harness the shadow and extend your reach. First, you must release the darkness from the crate beside you.
How can I release it?
I'm grabbing that bone because you need to open the chest, and this is the first puzzle to give you an idea of what this game is like.
There, and it will change things here.
Fascinating. Whoa.
Alright, also, I would normally put the video in widescreen, but you lose too much information for VR titles, so I'm gonna leave it in this vertical resolution. Hopefully it doesn't bother people, but put the bone in the chest, in the tower, and then when you come here, it's opened, because they're linked.
This darkness.
And you get your first ability, which is the Shadow Hand. You can grab stuff from far away.
Rest information from me.
This game is meant to be played sitting down, but I would like to note here that for the amount of space you do need a little bit of open space in front of you because you will be reaching out to grab stuff. I play on my desk, near my desk, not on it. I'm not sitting on top of my desk. I'm sitting in front of my desk and I hit my desk, my microphone, and my keyboard. So I had to scooch a little bit back. Let's say maybe have like a good foot in front of you, in front of your feet, and then you should be good to go. Nothing blocking that area. I grabbed the branch and I light the fire. I could burn the cobweb, which will release the mouse. You can do that later with the ray of fire ability, but you have to light those candles on the right hand corner there, because you're going to commune with fairies later.
My amulet.
So I give him the amulet, and he's going to turn into goop, which you're going to use later to turn into a beverage for fairies. Disgusting.
I did not think my wounds fatal, but
Wait,
In terms of the VR experience,
I learned a little more.
it's kind of like you're more experiencing the game. The puzzles are pretty... it's just point and click.
Make them this
It'd be cooler if you had a little bit more interaction, but again, I love escape rooms, and this game, I could not put it down.
fond of drink.
So I'm like, I need to know, how do I solve this?
rest now, friend.
Scoop, make sure you got the acorn here.
Looks pretty dead. I wonder if it could ever grow
You're gonna
again.
use that to get a runestone later.
I wonder if this could ever grow again. Aha! A recipe in the dark of the cell.
You can turn off the fire here to look at the recipe for the fairy brew. You don't need this to unlock that puzzle, by the way. You can just put in the ingredients if you want. So I'm going back to grab another branch. I'm like, I couldn't find it. It was down on the ground. That's why I used the meditate. So I was like, forget it.
This item is a portal key. I should put this into my planar compass.
So if you notice the numbers behind the skeleton, that's a key code. It's a 4-digit code for the little thingamabob. Yeah, I couldn't find the vine here. The little branch. just planting the acorn. It's very easy to lose track of stuff. Sometimes you bug out the game, you have to exit, and then you have to
hello?
come back. It's a little annoying.
Maybe something to get their attention. It's daylight again. Huh. Time passes strangely once more.
Wine! Bring it here!
I want some.
Would you share your wine?
Thanks for the wine, stranger. The other folks from your world are not nearly so kind.
Yeah, I could not deal with the
Well,
this
they're no friends of
cutscenes.
the fairies anyway. There's this necromancer. She's scary. Hurts us sometimes. Wants to steal our magic. So we steal from her.
Oh?
Yeah, we stole this beautiful golden cup from your world. It's magic.
Alright, I'm gonna skip to the Fireflies to give you guys an idea what that puzzle is like.
May I see it?
Into to commune with different creatures.
So when you try to talk to the Fireflies after the candle is lit, you get the commune ability, and then you can communicate with animals. You can use it on the rodent to unlock the container for the ectoplasm. You can actually knock it out with objects, but you can't grab it. And then when you communicate, you'll notice that it's blinking a certain number of times. I believe it's 2142.
Excellent. Now what does that mean?
Oh no.
Twice, once, 4 times, and then twice. So that's your first key
Well,
code.
that's gotta mean something, right?
Depending on the order you do things, or the skeleton could be your first key code.
None have grown here since the people from your world cast some dark magic.
Again, a lot of talking that I can't skip. It drives me insane.
About the spell that was cast.
I thought I should show this so that you guys can get a feel for it. If I edited that out, you know, it's gonna look a lot faster paced. So we put it in. This, I don't like interacting with this, by the way. It doesn't feel good. It feels very unresponsive. Just this thing. Everything else is great except for this. I might be doing it wrong. Alright, and then you unlock that. Now, I'm gonna skip to the Underworld, which is probably my favorite biome, and I'm gonna show some of the puzzles there. So here we are in the Underworld. I love this puzzle sequence. First, you have to touch all the ropes to burn him. If you burn that one, the bomb will drop down. There's a lot of contraptions here. There's a lot of gears that are hidden, so make sure you use your meditate. You have to put them in the right place. If you don't, they're not gonna spin. There's so many contraptions. Like this one will move the cart left or right. And
it's so rusted it won't budge.
like you pull that thing in front to block the cart. I'll drop the bomb in there, and then you can reroute it to yourself. You have to route it to the right to get a little gear that's behind the cart doors. It's so involved. It feels good when you solve it, because you're like, I did this. There comes the cart, it got blocked. Now the bomb's gonna roll into that.
Success.
And then it's gonna roll to you because you move the cart thingy to the left. I put the rock in there, and then that bomb can be used to oil that lever. If you try to grab it with Shadow Hand, it explodes. So there's kind of smart ways to limit you to solve the puzzle the way they want you to. And then here's another gem puzzle. You have to click that thing on top, I believe. I'm not sure. Maybe it happens from time to time, but you'll see the gems. The gem dropping in there. It's I don't remember the exact code from the top of my head. I have to watch it again. I think 1263. Yeah. Yeah, see, it's pretty tricky. You know? Some of the puzzles are genuinely hard. Everything kind of meshes together. Alright, well, I'm gonna call it there. That should give you guys enough of an idea of what the game is like, and hopefully this comes in handy. This one's a little bit more laid back. I'm not scripting this one. It was developed by 2 companies, Stitch Media and Silverstring Media Inc. And on Steam it lists Oculus as the publisher, but it's out now on the Oculus store for $19.99. It'll be coming to Steam at a later date. So it's available for Oculus headsets. Alright, I'm gonna call it there. Hopefully you enjoyed what you saw. If you have any questions, comments, things you'd like to see or for me to cover, please feel free to leave a comment down below. I have a full playthrough. You can check that link out and on the end on the cards. And that'll be it. Catch you guys next time.